All right.
Woo! On the couch!
We got one fan! Woo! Alright, go for it.
Welcome, everybody, back to the Red Couch. We're not exactly on the Red Couch, but this is episode 2. So we made it.
Season 2, episode 2. I love when things are synchronized.
Yeah, why not?
2.
2 and 2. Two of us here.
Yeah, 2. Ooh, that's the reason. If anybody asks, that's the reason why today we decided to do 2 and 2.
Yeah, we thought about this.
Yes, this is definitely thought through.
Cool.
But anyway, welcome everybody to season 2, episode 2. We're just gonna do a short episode today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little shorter today.
I think that we're gonna keep these weekly.
I would not hold myself to that. I don't know if you will, but yeah, we'll try.
I will
do
try.
Our best.
And we'll get different guests. You know, this time it's just me and Jacob, but later on it'll. Bro, was that a fucking firework?
Oh my god, have you been?
Oh my! I'm so done with these fucking fireworks, bro.
Have you been dealing with those too? Like every night, right?
Dude, okay, so the thing is, when I'm in LA, I hear them all the time, and so I'm used to it when I'm in LA.
Sure.
But out here, in the fucking suburbs, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not used to hearing them all the time, and it's just like every night.
Yeah, and every night it's like right outside my apartment. It's loud, right?
Do people do them in your apartment?
Well, in the complex, probably. I don't know exactly who or where it's coming from.
Oh, you haven't like gone up to them?
No, I'm inside. I'm not gonna go outside.
You're not gonna go like, hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
Are you the type to call the cops on them? Ooh, that's a
No,
good
hell
question.
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't either. Do you ever feel like they're gunshots?
I know. Okay, I know the difference between a gunshot and a.
What is it? What if you could describe
If I
it
could
in
describe
words?
it, okay. It's a little hard, but the gunshot to me is very distinct. It's quick, loud, bop. It's very while fireworks are just louder and kind of just bigger it's big. It's
like
too big.
fuller.
It's bigger.
Yeah.
Right? Where a gunshot, it's literally like this little thing going bop, and
Yeah.
So I could tell.
To me, so I feel like I could also tell if it's a gunshot or if it's a firework, but to me, I think it's a gunshot when it's more than one time.
Sure.
Because for me, it's like I wouldn't understand why somebody would just go pop and then leave. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like, so if it's like 2, 3, maybe 4, I'm like, and if they sound very similar, then I'm like, okay, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But then also like fireworks, for sure, they sound fuller, they're bigger, and some of them they do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So or like the. It's
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
that's for sure a firework, But yeah, I sometimes though there was one time, and low key, I saw like some cops, and I was like, oh shit, maybe that was actually a gunshot, But yeah, no, I have definitely been dealing with those. It's been kind of frustrating.
Yeah, now I was just reading on the news, so I'm taking this with a grain of salt, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But part of the reason they were saying that there were so many fireworks being, more often is, well, there are both conspiracy theories and just kind of like normal things. So the more normal thing to grasp is Americans are somewhat bored.
Yeah,
and,
okay, and they just don't want to do something.
Right, and
Okay.
that's one thing. While other things, people think it could relate to all the civil unrest right now, and in the article I hate that they wrote this, but they were like the oncoming civil war, and we don't know if that's a real thing, but
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so this article, I'm gonna look for other ones, but
Yeah, no, and here's what I'll say. Do I think that sometimes people blow up fireworks to cover up other sounds? Maybe. But again, I've never been in that, world. I've never done something like that, so I don't know. But, it doesn't sound so far-fetched.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I've definitely been dealing with those, and it's not fun. People, take other people into consideration, guys. Like,
Right.
sometimes we're sleeping.
my biggest thing is my uncle had pets who hated fireworks.
Oh
and
my,
it was just
yeah.
so-
Dude, I have so many dogs back in LA, and LA is worse.
Yeah.
But they're always trying to run inside. Even here, our dog here is just always trying to run inside, and you get scared. And honestly, I think it traumatizes the dogs.
Sometimes, yeah.
And so it's like, yo, come on,
So-
I get one day, but
If you're out
yeah.
there doing fireworks, do it in a place where we don't have to hear it so much.
Yeah,
So
facts.
loud.
Please, guys,
right outside my
please?
window.
Thanks.
That's okay.
But anyway, what do we want to get to today? We got a couple small topics that we kind of want to cover. I think that in the terms of civil unrest, I think a good thing to talk about is what we were talking about last week, which was the NONAME and actually J Cole. Snow on the Bluff. We had not heard it at the time, but now we've got not only that, but also NONAME's response, which came so quickly.
Yeah.
I was kind of like shocked at how quickly it came out.
Yeah, I'm hearing the new releases on Spotify, and they are right after the others.
Yeah, and I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Just to be like, haha, look at these two, you know? But, so, what was your take on Snow on the Bluff?
I liked it, and I think it related to what we talked about a little bit last week, is both cancel culture and peer pressure from people within the same community who are fighting for the same thing, but think that others aren't doing enough. Right.
Yeah. And it was kind of like J. Cole's take on that.
You're right. And I think it's better for him to have that response that, I do think a lot of people can relate to. But that response will also, I think, save him from some ridicule that might have been coming his way if he said nothing, which is what we see with the cancel culture. So I think he may have saved himself a little from being canceled, at least from his true fans wouldn't do that. But
yeah, facts. But anybody who's like just like a on the fence kind of person, I hear that, and I think that it was a smart move. I kind of saw it as a low key diss to NONAME, but to me it was like I like that he just kind of was like, yo, stop like judging me and stop judging and one of the lines that he said, he was kind of like, you're like down talking the people that you're talking about, so a lot of, he's like, me and my people, and I think he kind of like identifies with a lot of the people that are considered ignorant, not like knowing stuff, and he's like, yo, just because we don't have the same like luxury as you, being from the same like upbringing, I don't judge me. I'm learning this shit too. Like we're all learning this shit together. True. And so I think that was the coolest part of what he was trying to say. And then when NONAME responded though, I was kind of like, first of all, I wasn't necessarily disappointed with her response. I was kind of like, she was trying to still big herself up, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's still talking about me. And I don't think she kind of understood, like, yo, he's talking about you because you're talking about like him and the people like him, you know what I mean? He's responding to you. But what did upset me later is when she, like, if you go on her Instagram and stuff, she's like, oh, I should have never put the song out, like my ego got the best of me. And I don't know if you saw that on her Instagram,
no.
but like she was like, my ego got the best of me and we got to get this ego death and da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, just accept it.
Yeah.
You felt some type of way. You wrote the song. That's cool. I hate when people turn back on what they did. You know what I mean? It's like, just like, it's like if we were to put something out and then we just be like, oh man, no, honestly guys, I don't know why I put that out. It's like, no, I know exactly why I put that out, and I'm still standing by it. Will I do it again? Maybe not. Right. That's cool. Say that, like, okay, I wouldn't do this again if it happened again. But don't say it was my ego got the best of me, like, like it just felt like a cop out.
I get that. I think we live in a time, especially now, where dissing other people, you can feel bad for doing that, especially when it's something like a song that can become immortalized. Like 2 years ago, Nicki Minaj talks all her shit and no one cares. It's just what happens. But I think now if you were to make a song that just talks badly about one other person, and I think now in today it would not be as acceptable, and an apology might be something that at least your fans or the people want, so you kind of have to give it to them. I'm low-key not for that. I'll apologize if you need to, you know, like if it's like, but like, don't apologize to save face. If that's not really how you feel, don't, fuck it. And the thing is, we're all complex. Like, we're not, like, stop thinking that people are, and I hate when people like hold people back on things that they said before. It's like, dude, I changed last night. It's like if I were to go and be like, yo, I want Hawaiian barbecue today. That's what I want. I woke up this morning, I thought about that. That's what I want. And then I get to the Hawaiian barbecue spot, and then I'm like, actually, I think I want Chipotle. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna hold me to, yo, I want Hawaiian barbecue? But you wanted Hawaiian barbecue 30 minutes ago.
Right.
And it's like, bitch, I just changed my mind. Like, are you really gonna hold me to that? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And so that's the type of shit that, like, that's how I feel about that. Because I'm like, nah, don't. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same shit as saying when a girl says, "Hey, yeah, I'm down to have sex tonight," and then they go, "Actually, nah," and you go, "Hey, bitch, you literally said you were down 5 minutes ago."
Right. That's it's still a no.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's the same shit. But fuck it, I digress.
I get what you're saying. I think it's totally okay to change your mind after you hear something that you didn't know before, or to realize like, oh, maybe I was emotional and I did this in a wrong way. I should have done it differently.
Yeah,
that's okay to admit.
But yeah, so I mean, I think in terms of those two, I want to see how J. Cole responds, if he ever responds, and it would be kind of cool to see if he, like, you know, and if he puts it in an album or whatever he's got to do. I want to see his response, because I think that if he doesn't respond, I'd feel a little bit like, what else do you have to say about this? You know, if you had the time to write a 3-minute song, give me another minute and a half of what you feel. You know, just something small.
I will say I did like NONAME's song, and I liked the message, taken apart from like why it might have been written. Or whatever.
Okay.
I do think it's important, and she talks about, you know, basically flat out what's happening right now, and we need that kind of honesty, I think. Yeah. So
yeah, her song was cool, and
I think they're both great for doing that.
And I think that there's been a lot of new music that's been dropping too. Like aside from that, there's some cool stuff. Tiana Taylor, dude. Did you hear that album?
I heard a little bit from what you showed me.
So first of all, the first thing I'll say is amazing artist, amazing album. Check it out. But my favorite song is Morning with Kehlani. Oh my god, that is a banger. Best fucking sitting down and just like vibing. Fucking Coco said that I had to smoke a blunt to this the whole album, you know, and I feel the same way. Also, great pillow talking album. You know, I heard it 2 times through, you know, in a pillow talk. So it was like, hey, fuck it, that's cool. But I think that like one of the best R&B albums that I've heard in a while, and I think R&B is hard to like get right, you know. Rap, I think you could kind of like fuck around and still get something right, but R&B, you gotta know your shit, you gotta know your melodies, you gotta know your chords, you gotta set the mood, the tone, and she killed it. Like it's a beautiful album. If anybody, let me know if you guys agree.
Yeah. So listen to that,
Tiana Taylor. Yeah. What else is coming up? Is there?
Well. I think, you know.
What are you excited about?
I'm excited for. Shut up.
I already know. Go ahead, Look, Jacob. Tell the people. What's coming up?
I think it is important because
it is.
On July 3rd, Hamilton is going to be on Disney Plus. It is the recorded version of the theatrical show, so it's not like a movie or anything. It's like
so they did it live.
It's live.
Do you think that they did that shit like in one take?
Yeah, well, I watched an interview with Lin-Manuel earlier today. They said it took 3 days. Once was a Sunday matinee with the audience, and they had cameras in the audience.
Okay, so like to get reactions?
Yeah, to have views of the audience as well as wide shots of the show. So all the way through, the actors did it, recorded it, and then over the weekend they did basically a rehearsal with close-ups and sweeping shots and all that stuff. So it was both with the audience and without.
Okay.
However, let me explain a little bit.
Go for it.
Because
this is your time.
I love the show.
He is super excited about this. I'm just gonna honestly, I love that he's a theater major because he actually fans out about theater shit, and this is, I think, one of your biggest, most, like, because what was that other one that you he was also a part of?
In the Heights.
In the Heights, yeah.
Oh, love In the Heights.
so like low-key, just to hear Jacob talk about this stuff, it's go ahead. Right. Sorry.
Look, I don't want to fangirl on the podcast. I just want to say that this is coming out soon.
Yeah.
The day before 4th of July, which is funny.
Yeah.
It's a very important show because it does tell the history of America, the United States of America, right?
Is that the America?
That's the America we're talking about. But it tells it in a way that is like, you know, it's with colored people. It's using hip hop. It's being like totally different than what history was. So of course you have your slave owners way back then, but Hamilton and the soundtrack talks out about it. It says, like, you know, one of the lines is like, keep ranting, we know who's really doing the planting in your state. And it's like, you know, it's really talking about all these things that makes America really what it is from the beginning. And that's what it reminds me of every time I listen to that album. I think, you know, freedom is great, equality is great, you know, and those are the standards that I see America as, and I think have lost a little bit. And so I think I want as many people really to watch this as possible, because not only is it like one of the greatest theater shows of the century.
Yeah, facts.
But it's super important with what it talks about, and we can rethink history in a way that is progressive and includes everybody. It doesn't have to be just our white founding fathers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that I am gonna watch it, and honestly, I'm gonna take you up on doing a little watch party, because I think that although I've heard the album, I don't think it's the same. You know, like hearing the music.
Sure.
I think that it's, in order to like kind of get the whole thing, I would want to watch the whole thing. And my sister was actually out in New York when they were doing the whole thing. She's like, yeah, I don't have that type of money. It's fucking expensive. So I'm really excited that it's out, you know, and we're gonna be able to, like, you know, obviously you got to get Disney Plus, but
sure,
you know.
But that is the biggest thing, is it is super expensive just to watch any Broadway show in general.
Yeah.
It's always been a art for the high class and powerful.
Yeah.
Now, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who grew up, he's Puerto Rican, he grew up in a poor family. He listened to shows like Phantom at the Opera and Cats, which, you know, were for those rich people. But by listening to the albums, he was able to get the stories. And this, like, really influenced his career, where Hamilton, from start to finish, the soundtrack is basically 99% of the show.
Oh, wow.
You get all the words, all the stories. The show is told through music, and each song is basically a scene.
So there's not much like scenes. It's more just like, it's a musical.
It is a true musical, opera almost musical, with hip-hop influences, right? And that is why you make fun of me, but I listen to the album over and over.
He does listen to the album over and over. I do give him shit. The thing is, like, I think we differ in this, and I think that that's what's cool. Is like, you get real invested, and for me, it's like I'm constantly like going through random shit, and it's like crate digging. You know, for me, it's like every Friday, I'm like, what's the next thing? So for me, I'm always like, yo, you know, like this new album.
Did you hear this? Did you hear that?
Yeah, like
no.
And for you, it's like, bro, but this line, I just realized it's like there's this, you know, and so, you know, we come at it in different ways, you know.
Right. It's true.
But yeah, no, I am really excited. What is it? July 3rd?
July 3rd at midnight. So, despite my fangirl, definitely just watch it. It's an American show that my white aunt, you know, married into the family, and her white old mom from England loved the show. They're like, I will pay for you to go watch it. They never did. But it's going to be recorded on Disney Plus, so we can watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I'm down to have that watch party. But yeah, if there's ever any other theater stuff that you
we can talk.
I think that there might be a little bit more on season 2. A little bit more talk. You know, now that he's a graduate, you know, now that he's a did you just hit the mic?
I did hit the mic. I'm sorry.
Now that he's a graduate, you know, and there's a serious amount of credibility, I think, in
my words.
Because I'm not saying that you weren't, but you know, fuck America, bro. You need the piece of paper, and you got the fucking piece of paper. You know, so
I guess, yeah.
So I'm not discrediting you, bro. I didn't do this podcast with you from the beginning if I didn't believe that you were a credible source. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know? So, but anyway, we digress. Go on a tangent. What else do we got for the day?
All right. We talked about Hamilton. Funny little, I'm going to try to segue this. I'm going to do my best.
Go ahead.
Hamilton, just a little biography of the man, fought in the Revolutionary War, became right-hand man to George Washington, and basically aided our president at the beginning of the country.
Hated our president?
Aided.
Oh, aided. I thought
there's no H.
Hated.
But it's funny how we've gone on a complete U-turn, and our president is full of hate now.
Yeah.
That was a bad
Yeah,
transition.
that's pretty horrible. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about, because I want to say, in the last podcast I said if Trump could sell out his thing in Oklahoma, right? It turns out that he didn't.
He didn't, but according to him, it was the biggest in history, or something of the sorts, right?
Bro, gotta believe, like, how do we believe? Oh man,
my thing is, like,
it sucks not being able to trust your own president.
Well, yeah, but it's also literally he's surrounded by old ass people who should know a little something better, but they're like, no, just let him say what he says.
Dude, oh my god,
people will love it.
There's this Trevor Noah clip of one of the guys, like one of his dudes, goes to a Trump rally and talks to Trump rally people, and like, dude, the shit that they say.
I don't know if we're talking about the same video. I think because mine was on the Colbert Report. Or whatever.
Okay.
But I saw a similar interview with MAGA supporters, and they were like, oh yeah, I think a big reason why, 9/11 was such a thing is because Obama. What? Like...
It's just like the facts just don't make sense. It was one of the guys in the one I watched was he was like I think that Obama had to do with the 9/11, and then the guy just fucking around was just like, oh, why do you think that he wasn't in the office at the time? And then the guy was just like, well, because like, I don't know, he's on vacation all the time. I mean, he's like, he's on vacation all the time, like, and it's just like, he wasn't the president, but whatever.
So,
I think that we're gonna correct ourselves as we go on in these podcasts, and I'll say it like I was wrong, no. But I think had the rally happened when we recorded that podcast?
It was a few days before.
Oh, okay. So news hadn't really come out on it,
right? It was because it was a big thing.
I trusted the fucking president.
Well, there you go. That's what happened. No, but it was a big thing because of the time and the location of his rally that he was planning, which is, I think, also very disrespectful. A lot of people think it was disrespectful.
Yeah, thanks.
However, I think we do have a silver lining. I'm still looking at the news because that's what I have right now.
Yeah.
It looks like, Biden is winning in the polls for now. From the polls that we have, from what's been taken.
From what we could trust,
right?
Whatever. And at this point, it's like, bro, whatever, man. We obviously don't make our own decisions here.
It's just, our country got here. I hope we don't have to be here for much longer. But it's not like, I do think that we'll pull through.
Yeah. We gotta have hope, man. Yeah. That was Obama's thing.
Yeah.
Hope.
That's yes. That is why I listen to Hamilton so much, because, god damn it.
You gotta justify it, Jacob. It's okay. Listen to fucking Hamilton.
I know.
And he actually does. He's probably gonna get in his car and listen to it right now.
Oh yeah, let's see. Well, because I did go.
I love how you don't like. Nah, no. It's like I probably will.
Every now and then I'll shuffle the album. I'll shuffle all of Lin-Manuel because I love him.
Yeah. And he's dope. He's a great. Just like, I think this is my thing. I always separate the art from the artist. So like, no matter who puts out whatever, I take the person individually and I take their art individually. And with Lin-Manuel, like, as a person, he's an amazing person.
Sure.
And I think as an artist, he's an amazing artist. And so it's rare to have that, because usually there's like allegations and fucking you're racist, this, sure. And it's like you break the person down, but it's like the art and the artist are separate things. It's cool when they are both held up. You know what I mean? Like, you're both, your art and you as a person are,
sure,
worthy.
Yeah. Quick side note. Lin-Manuel has a play that's not very popular. It's called 21 Jump Street. It's not 21 Jump Street. It's basically, it's a musical where...
Chum Street.
It's where this kid is basically swooned into a, investigation by the Florida police to catch high schoolers selling drugs.
Okay.
And there's an undercover police officer who's named Naomi. She's hot. And this straight A student like has a crush on her. She asks him to get her weed, and he's like, all right, I'll do it, but he doesn't smoke weed. In the end, he gets arrested because he gives her weed.
Wow.
It's a great show.
Okay. So 21 Trump Street. Do you guys want to go watch that? I have to watch it myself. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything that we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we wanted to hit on? Other than, just kidding.
Wear your face masks, ladies and gentlemen.
Man,
because
yeah, no, we're not going into that argument.
Look, I know, we're not 6 feet apart. I know, but there is something everyone can do to just.
No, this is what I think. No,
Oh, God.
this is what I think. And fine, give me. I've seen the fucking people who are like, no, but this shows da 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 da. Fine, whatever. Fine, follow your stats, right? Whatever makes you happy, you know. But what I think it really does, honestly, is just make people feel comfortable. That's all I think it does. Because if we're gonna go off of like you touch things and. It's not just my breath, bro.
It's true.
But fuck it. If it makes you feel comfortable, I'll put the mask on in front of you. If you ask me to put that shit on, I'll be like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll roll my eyes in my head, you know, and I'll be like, whatever. But yeah, that's just it's like, dude. And I mean, I get it, and maybe America is really just stubborn.
Well, I think citizens are taking as much, precaution as they can. I've been staying home a lot, kind of driving me crazy, right? But you have to do as much as you can.
Yeah, I can't really say the same.
Well, you've been going to work, which it's just something you might have to do because you have to pay rent still.
Yeah, you gotta pay bills, bro.
At the beginning of this whole thing, we're like, let's suspend rent, let's freeze rent for 2 months, and yeah, that wasn't gonna happen ever.
Yeah, no, and it didn't happen. We could get a reduction, maybe,
Sure.
But
I mean,
you're not gonna fucking suspend rent.
So
it's a whole nother. Oh man, we could go into this whole thing, but fuck it, just wear your fucking face masks. I'll say that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I have my own opinions, but I'll listen to my mom because my mom's always giving me shit too.
I think the biggest issue is opening up public places.
You don't think that they should have?
I think if you do it. Like, what do you expect? Like, people are going to go to a bar. People are going to catch it. And it spreads like crazy. I haven't gone to a bar yet. I haven't gone to a restaurant yet.
I've gone to a restaurant, I'll say that.
And, it's just your own risk. And also risk of spreading it. So, who knows, I'm not a fucking CDC bitch.
No, but I hear you. I mean, I think at the end of the day, just... whatever makes you happy, do it. And if what makes you happy is fighting, because I've seen people who fight other people at like the stores because they don't have their face masks.
I like to watch. Okay, this is bad, but I like to watch videos on Instagram of people fighting, and yelling at each other, over stupid stuff. But it also makes me feel bad for living in America.
Okay, hold on. And on the last note, we could end on this. My favorite videos to watch on Instagram.
Karen's going wild.
Oh, that's my favorite, bro. I love when they're just like, you're attacking me.
Oh my God, I saw that one.
The dude is just like, I'm literally not. By definition.
He's like, miss, excuse me, you were not gonna. And she's like,
yo, you Karens, bro. You know what? It's time. It's time. It's time for us to put you where you put us. And
where?
And on that note, thank you for joining us on the red couch. That's not on the red couch, but we'll get back to the red couch. We'll get there. It's over there. Look, it's sitting over there.
See episode 3.
See you on episode 3.